Okay, this is part 2 of my newscast here. And this is from Oh My Mag. Vladimir Putin ally makes worrying threat against this European country on live TV. Anton, whoever last name that is, an advisor to Ukraine's Ministry of Internal Affairs, shared a video Monday, 9th of December, where analysts on Russian state TV issue a direct threat to France and Britain. So in this video, Vladimir Putin ally and pro-Kremlin propagandist is seen calling on a primitive strike rather than a counter-strike on France. Let's see what it says here. So this comes as France's president has told his Ukrainian counterpart that France would be providing light AMX-10RX armored combat vehicles to help the war effect against Russia. The AMX-10RX is a light tank model that the French military has been using since 1980 and is now being phased out. Meanwhile, President Macron has been pushing with German Chancellor to provide Ukraine with a modern heavy battle tank, such as the German-produced Leopold tank. This would likely give way to other European countries providing heavy tanks of their own. France no more. Audrey, a retired Russian military commander and a Russian parliamentary parliamentary, whatever. Anyway, is seen on the video claiming that France is already a party in the conflict, so it should be destroyed. If France begins to harm openly, fearing nothing, then it is a recognized party in the conflict. So now Putin is going to start attacking France. France, it seems like. Anyway, that's all it says about that. Let's see what else. That was from, I think I said that. Yeah, oh my mag. Let's go to the next one here. From 1945, Putin is smiling. Sweden and Finland might not be able to join NATO. The head of NATO would very much like to see the historically neutral nations of Sweden and Finland join as members in the international alliance. In a speech at the whatever, I can't pronounce that, Security Conference in Oslo, Sweden, on Sunday, Secretary General said that in our dangerous world, it is even more important that Sweden and Finland become NATO members. And I know Putin don't want them to be, He said, who previously served as the Prime Minister of Norway, further called for increased support to Ukraine. He warned that underestimating Russia could have major consequences for security in the Nordic region, and expressed confidence that Sweden and Finland will soon enter the alliance. At a conference, the NATO Secretary General met with Swedish Prime Minister, Swedish Foreign and Defense Ministers, and the leader of the country's opposition. Turkey has both confirmed that we have done what we said we would do, but it would also say that it wants things that we can't. that we don't want to give, says Kirsten, adding, we are convinced that Turkey will make a decision. We just don't know when. See, it's up to Turkey to make a decision if Sweden and Finland can join the NATO. So here, Sweden and Finland signed an agreement with Turkey in 2022 aimed at overcoming objection to their membership. The two nations, which had remained neutral throughout the Cold War, had each applied in May to join NATO, dropping their respective policy of military non-alignment in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Anyway, you can read the rest of this in my description box. Everything will be in my description box, the link. This one here is from The Hill. Russia on verge of biggest gain in Ukraine since summer, it says. Russian forces has nearly taken full control of Soledar, a small mining town in eastern Ukraine, placing Moscow on the verge of its most significant gain since August. The town is located just north of Bakhmut, where Ukraine has so far held strong despite some of the fierce fighting in the war. In the past few days, Ukraine's troops in Soledar were defending against a assault from the Russian mercenary company called the Wagner Group, and fierce fighting as supported in the town's administrative center on Monday. The latest signs are that Russian and Wagner forces are now in control of Soledar after a few more days' advance, Britain's defense ministry said in an intelligence update on Tuesday. Ukrainian Department of Defense Minister Hanna said in a statement on Tuesday that fighting is still ongoing at Soledar, which has been largely destroyed by Russian shelling. And you can read the rest of this in my description box. The links be down below. My chair keeps moving on me. This is from Fox News. Putin's war against Ukraine will ruin Russia. And can't say the name of that town. Got the word destroyed, whatever. Crime and punishment. A young St. Petersburg student embarks on a murder spree to validate his pride. His motivation is simple. He seeks to be exceptional at the same way that Napoleon was exceptional. But after confessing to his crimes and being dispatched to Siberia, he experiences a spiritual metamorphosis and repent for his sins. Somewhere in the bowels of the Kremlin, Putin KGB killer and former mayor of that town owns St. Petersburg and pondering the impacts of his 300-day special military operation. But there is no chance for a Rodian-like redemption here. You're going to read the rest of that in my description box. Too big of words for me. Gotta hide the sunlight here. This is from the Independent. Police visit 1,000 homes of people watching online streams and piracy crackdown. Yeah, the Ukraine been cracking down on piracy really hard. Police in the UK claim to have identified more than 1,000 people. There you go. Assessing illegal online streaming following a raid on a major piracy operation. Officers said West Mercia police plan to visit homes in order to serve notices to the accused individual, ordering them to cease illegal streaming activity. It forms part of a broader crackdown on piracy and partnership with the Federation Against Copyright Theft. This operation has involved months of collaboration, hard work, and the warning notice issue are an excellent example of adopting a multi-agency approach between fact and the police. Says there, it is illegal to watch pirated streams in the UK, though law enforcement have historically focused on those operating the websites and services rather than those watching them. So instead of just attacking the one that's putting them up on the website, they're attacking the people watching them too. That ain't right. It's not. You know, if it's on, you're gonna watch it. If it's on, I'm gonna watch it. Let's go to the next one here. You can read the rest of that in my description box. I gotta close this up pretty soon. The sun's gonna be blurring in. This is from the Daily Dot. It said that's the employer's job. Restaurant customer says she was charged 5 cents fee for employee health. So, in some of these states, at the restaurant, you're gonna be charged a 5% fee for the health care of the employee that works at the restaurant. That should be the employer's job, not the customers. In recent years, it's become the norm for some restaurants to charge customers an extra fee in addition to acquiring tips to help pay for employee health care. So it's not only tips that they want you to pay, they want you to pay a 5% fee for their health care. In places like Texas, Illinois, and Minnesota, eateries have added surcharges to customer bills to help offset costs and contribute to employees' benefits. Sometimes surcharges can range from 3 to 4 cents. 3% to 4%. But not every restaurant patron is privy to the emerging trend as seen in a recent TikTok video. Let's watch this if I can.
Just happened to me. It's cold and it's rainy in LA, so me and my bestie decide to go out to dinner. We go to one of my favorite restaurants. This is the Stereo La Buca. It is a Italian restaurant here in LA, and I've been multiple times. We enjoy our meal, we get the check, we pay for our check, and as we are like signing the tip and stuff, we notice something. Here's the receipt, and if you notice down here towards the bottom, there is a $4.75 charge for employee health. Do you see that? A 5% charge for employee health. The immediate thought was, what is employee health? What does that mean? We run through a couple of options, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to ask. So as we're like walking out, I go up to the hostess, and I'm like, hey, quick question. Just curious. I saw that you guys charged us $5 each, not total for the table, each, both of us, for employee health. And I just had to ask, like, what is that? And she goes, oh, that's our healthcare. And my reaction was, your healthcare? And she goes, yes, our healthcare. And I've never heard of that before, ever. And I had to find out, is that normal? And have I been living under a rock and this is a normal thing, or is this weird? Because I've never experienced this before and it feels weird. But maybe this is normal elsewhere. Let me know, because I've never seen this before, ever.
Now that should be against the law because that's the employer's job to provide health care, not the customers. No, this is another reason why I don't go out. This is why everything gets more expensive. Well, yeah, you got more of the expensive stuff, and then they want you to tip, and then they want you to pay the health care to the employees. No, that should be against the law, actually. Somebody should get into that. What else I got for you right here? I guess that's all I'm going to read to you right now. Yeah. So, this is my second part of my news this morning, and I hope you enjoy it. And don't forget to like, come back, subscribe, and until tomorrow, later.